Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of The Mechanic. It's an action thriller film, came out in 1972. Amazon is a 15 and IMDb is an AA. It's an hour and 40 minutes, although Amazon is an hour and 35. Amazon is 4.5 out of 5, IMDb is 6.8 out of 10. Synopses are the same, so I'll just read IMDb. An aging hitman befriends a young man who wants to be a professional killer. Eventually, it becomes clear that someone has betrayed them. So the director is Michael Winner, who directed Death Wish. Writer was Louis John Carlino, who did the screenplay and story, and he wrote The Great Santini. And Monty Hellman, who did the pre-script, and he did the writing for Iguana. Producer was Robert Chartoff, who produced Creed. That's the boxing film. I've just watched that recently. It's a good film, that. And Erwin Winkler, who also did Creed. Music was by Jerry Fielding, who did Straw Dogs. Cast, we have Charles Bronson, who is Arthur Bishop, who was in Death Wish. He's on the left. And Jean-Michel Vincent, who was Steve McKenna, who was in Bite the Bullet. Keenan Wynn, who is Harry McKenna, who is in Annie, Get Your Gun. It was located or filmed in 1235 Sierra Alta Way, whatever that is, Los Angeles, California, USA. Marineland of the Pacific in California, and Movieland Wax Museum in California, and Amalfi and Naples in Campania in Italy. And trivia is there's no dialogue for the first 16 minutes. That's quite true, believe it or not. Now, I've seen this Jason Statham film. It's been a while since I've watched it, so I might have to rewatch it again. I never actually realised that it was a remake. You don't realise after these times. I was like, there's The Mechanic, an early one. Is it the same type? Yes, it is. Oh, my goodness me. Now, it just started with Bronson appearing by his car with a quite large suitcase. The music was good. It's kind of like the genre from the 70s. I mean, it's the 70s music, so it is what it is. Of course, the credits show everything. Props, clothing, makeup. Like nowadays, they just stick a couple at the beginning and then whack them all at the end, but not then. It's kind of cool. So the suitcase housed this kind of like telescope and camera thing. It's very good close up of this room. I mean, it was very good close up. It was like looking across the road or something in somebody's house or somebody's room, and it was just like you can make out the type of tea bag. So then he ends up in this room adding various things to items, like he replaced the tea bags, which were English breakfast. Good choice, may I say. Although I like a lot of herbal teas as well, and green teas. And he messed around with the cooker and added some brown paste to a book. But it was an interesting way to kill someone when he did it. I was like, that's different. That's different. Ah, the old hidden rooms. So I just saw a door slide open that I think was behind a painting. I'm not too sure. It's like hidden. Nowadays it would just be behind a locked door with a key. And then we actually see Arthur running up a dirt road in flares. No doubles or anything like that. It's actually him running. Way to go there, Bronson, because normally if you were to do that, you'd have like, don't show him up close because, he might trip over. We'll get sued. Get a stuntman to do that kind of thing. One of the main ones I remember seeing was Sean Connery. Was it in The Rock or something when he went down some staircase or something? I thought, oh come on, it's obvious it's not him. He was 65 at the time, I think. So we have this strange painting. I was looking at it, I was like, what the hell is this? I don't even know if I can find it. So we're zoomed in on these two ears. Let me see. Let me type in painting. Two ears together with a knife. It's just I don't know if I can find it, to be honest. Oh no, I found it. Ears with Knife by Bosch. Oh, it's a natural film, a natural painting. So if you type up Ears with Knife by Bosch, B-O-S-C-H, you'll find this picture. And it was the most bizarrest picture when I've seen in it. And so basically we zoomed in on these two ears holding a knife and somewhere else with a trumpet nearby. Then there was images of strange people. One being 3 naked women from behind, with I think cherries on their head, and 2 black women nearby. It was literally the most bizarrest picture I've ever seen, and it's an actual picture. I've found it here. Ears with Knife by Bosch. It's actually from the Garden of Earthly Delights. There you go. The Garden of Earthly Delights. I've just found something new. I'm going to find that out later. I love the cars back then. They were huge bonnets. You know those huge cars? Parking must have been an absolute sod. So, what's his name? Steve is visiting Louise, this woman that he likes, right? And she keeps thinking he likes her. So she's threatening with suicide, and he says, "Go on then." And then she slits her wrist, and Arthur says, "How long will it be?" Well, she asks Arthur, "How long will it be?" And he just says, "Well, you know, considering your weight, it's probably going to be about 2, maybe 3 hours." And then Steve's like, "Oh, okay then. I'll just watch you die." I was like, "What the hell?" Pajamas. Does anybody over the age of 10 wear them? I mean, Arthur does. He also had a matching red dressing gown. It's pretty impressive. Now he's showing Steve some sort of waxworks, saying heroes are usually murderers, which is obviously where they did it in Movieland Wax Museum. It says heroes are usually murderers. You know, people who stand outside the law often become heroes. I thought, yeah, that's probably quite true. We're on the freeway. We zoomed in, and yes, Steve is actually riding a motorbike. There's no stuntman. We can actually see there's a difference. So you know it's a typical kind of thing. No action, he's just riding, but it's actually him. But then there's a bit of a dirt bike chase. And no, I don't believe for 1 minute Charles is riding his bike. It's because he put on a helmet where you couldn't see his face. But the first guy he was chasing went over this. The bike went over a car. The guy was washing it. The bike went over him. And he sort of like, "Oh God," and they carried on cleaning it. And then Charles drove over and he went, "Oh my God." I was like, "Is this just a normal thing?" But it was a long ride over these hills. It was fantastic watching them. Like I say, I need to rewatch the remake because none of this kind of rang a bell. It was like, I don't remember any of this. Naples looks nice. It does look real because I was there many times before, and it does look quite correct. Interesting binoculars was looking through though on the side street. They look kind of weird, but you could take photos with them. It's like, okay, I didn't know they existed. So Arthur at one point is eating this ice cream cone, right? And he needs to take this photo. So you know, most hardened criminals would have just slung it on the floor or something like this. No, he just shoved it in his mouth, so he looked like he was like taking a photo with this pointy cone sticking out of his mouth, with the ice cream sort of congealing at the edges and dripping out. It was just like, yeah. Of course, we had the car chase on the winding mountain roads, complete with squealing tyres, you know, them ones. But I love the ending. It was a good film. I'm going to give it a 7. I thought it was a really good film. I enjoyed that film. Well worth it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed watching this film review of The Mechanic. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of the film reviews, quite a lot of actions. So you might find some more you want to see. Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.